I'm Pamela Shupp, and I'm the Vice President of Berks Economic Partnership. One of my primary responsibilities here at Berks Economic Partnership is to respond to incoming calls from new businesses or site selectors or calls from commercial industrial realtors, really anyone who's interested in locating a business within Berks County. And those calls come in and could range anything from someone actually looking for a physical location or needing workforce information about our community, other demographic type of information. And one of the things that we do at BEP very well is that we respond very quickly. So whether it comes in the form of a phone call or an email, some type of word of mouth inquiry, we do respond very quickly. And that's something that we've become known for. We've established ourselves as having a lot of credibility for being very responsive. And we also try and make those responses as complete as possible so that we're giving good information and a good depth of information to companies and those site selectors. One of the other things that I do here is work with existing companies. We want to make sure that the companies that are here in Berks County understand that we want them to stay here and grow and expand their business right here in Berks County, certainly as long as that's something that's feasible for them. So if that means working with companies that are within their supply chain or working to help them open up new markets and establish new contracts, that's something that we want to make sure that we do. So if I'm talking to a company, we like to, what I call, cast the net for resources and reach out to our other economic development partners in the community at both the local level and at the state level. So for example, some of our local partners are Greater Berks Development Fund, the Greater Reading Chamber of Commerce, the Industrial Development Authority. There are a number of partners. And you know what, and that also includes our local municipal officials as well. Because when a company comes into Berks and they're looking at a very specific building or site with a specific municipality, we want to make sure that we're bringing in those municipal officials to engage them with the company and with the site selection process so that they're working with the company or the broker from the very beginning. And we think that that makes for a meaningful experience for the company and also one that tends to be very seamless, not that we're bringing the municipal officials in at the end of the process and asking them to do anything that they might not be aware of or that we've been aware of at the beginning of the process. One of the things that I always tell people is that we first have to sell our community on paper before we can actually get a company here to physically look at our location here in Eastern Pennsylvania. So many times what we're doing is putting together an information package. And that information package could include information regarding specific sites and or buildings, who are our large employers, what does our workforce environment look like, because one of the questions will be, where's my workforce going to come from? It could be information about the quality of life here within Berks County. Each company tends to have its own unique set of questions that they want to know about your community and location before they actually choose to come here. And of course, one of the things that's very key is there has to be the right building or location for them to be here. So after we've done that, and as I said, we've kind of sold a company on paper first, and we actually get them here to visit Berks County, there could be an array of people that come along. Many times the president and CEOs of the companies are along. Sometimes a plant manager is accompanying them as well, or an engineer. But many times they're going to bring in all of the folks that they need in order to evaluate our community. So very first of all, you'll find a group come in to look at a physical location, and we'll take a look at a number of buildings. We'll host them the entire time that they're here for their visit. They may want to talk to other companies in our community, and we set up those interviews as well. And again, bringing in our economic development partners, as whether it's the Chamber or Greater Berks Development Fund or the Workforce Investment Board, whoever it is that that company needs to talk to in order to make their location decision. And we facilitate all of that. And at that point, if a company decides that the physical characteristics are here that could meet their business needs, they may ask then for additional information. They may bring in a whole nother group of folks from their human resources department or other portions of their company and do a more in-depth on-site review of our community. So we really run the gamut from providing that initial information all the way through up until the time where a company actually makes its location decision. And of course, we always hope that's going to be here in Berks County. And then when the company makes that decision, to bring them into the kind of fold of our business community and make sure that they become an integrated part of our business life here in Berks County.
I'm Deb Heffner, Economic Development Coordinator for Berks Economic Partnership. One of my key responsibilities here at BEP is outreach, and in that respect we have several different ways in which we get in front of key individuals who are looking to possibly locate a business here in Berks County or expand into our region. And one of those is by attending targeted trade shows. We know our main clusters here in Berks County are advanced manufacturing and food, so we will attend trade shows that deal with those key topics. And a lot of times we do those in conjunction with existing businesses here in Berks County. As an example, we attended a trade show geared for food this year in conjunction with BrenTag. And we continually look to partner on those type of things. Attending the trade show allows us to get in front of key companies that are at a point where they're looking for an East Coast location, and we educate them about the merit of having a location here in Greater Reading. We talk about our great workforce, about the fact that we already have a large group of companies in our region that are doing food production or are doing advanced manufacturing. Another way in which we get in front of the key people is by attending conferences which are geared towards site location professionals, developers, and commercial industrial realtors. And it's that relationship building that goes on with those folks so that when they have a prospect or a company that comes to them and says, I'm looking for an East Coast location, they think, oh, let me call Berks Economic Partnership because I think the Greater Reading region would be a great fit for you. So it's continually building those relationships and cementing those existing relationships that helps us keep in front of the key individuals who are helping to make site location decisions for their own companies or for companies that are hiring them to help them determine where the best location choice would be for them. One of our signature events that we do at conferences is, and actually Berks Economic Partnership started being the lead coordinator on this past year on behalf of the state of Pennsylvania. We make arrangements, we look at the attendee list and we determine who are the top VIPs, and we extend an invitation to them to greet them when they arrive at the airport for the conference and get them to their destination, their hotel. And this allows us to have one-on-one private time with them while we're riding from the airport to their hotel to talk about our region, to talk about the state of Pennsylvania, and to cement that relationship with them. Another tool that we use is that at times we bring people here to Greater Reading to showcase our community. And one of the events that we typically do every year centers around the Jazz Fest. And what we'll do is we'll invite key individuals to come in and enjoy a Jazz Fest concert. And it's a nice soft way to introduce them to everything we have to offer here in Greater Reading and continue to build that relationship with those individuals. A new item that we've just begun at Berks Economic Partnership is doing a bit of business intelligence. And what we are working to determine is what companies, existing companies that are out there, are primed for relocation or expansion to the East Coast. So we've started implementing a Google alert system for our key targeted industries and key companies so that anytime they make the news, we're aware of it and we can take a look at that item and determine if that tells us that they're primed for relocation or expansion, and then we can pursue them appropriately.
Hi, I'm Costenbader, the Marketing Coordinator for Berks Economic Partnership. As the marketing arm of the Greater Reading community, we concentrate on several different targeted areas to market this community, and the most important one is the website. That is our #1 marketing tool. And because of that, we spend a lot of time developing and making sure that it's consistently updated and offering the best information possible. The reason the website, greaterreading.com, is the #1 marketing tool for our organization is because it is accessible 24/7 by site selectors, site location decision makers, and other people that may be interested in the Greater Reading community. It has data on there about our community that may be demographic information, wages, tax information, and also we have a listing of properties and sites. We have over 100 properties and sites on our website. One of the other items that we really focus on in terms of marketing is targeted marketing. This is done through newsletters that go out almost monthly, except for months when we do our quarterly printed newsletter, and that goes out to over 4,000 people. Nationally and internationally. So we have a very large database that we have built up over the last 6 to 8 years. Some of the other very specific items that we have developed over the 2011 year are targeted pieces that we're able to hand to people readily with updated information. This can be for advanced manufacturing, agriculture and food, business and financial services. And we also are able to offer them very specific properties that are associated with the line of business, whether it's manufacturing or food and ag production. In addition to the outreach that we do outside of our community, we've also really started to focus on marketing our resources to the community at large in Greater Reading, and specifically getting the word out about the resources that we offer for local companies to take advantage of. We do this through different speaking engagements at Rotaries, realtor groups, things like that. And if you would be interested in taking advantage of learning about economic development, trends in our community, resources that we have available, please feel free to contact us at Berks Economic Partnership, and we would be happy to speak with your organization further about that. One of the initiatives that we're focusing on the end of this year and going into 2012 is a career and technology marketing campaign. And this has really been driven by us listening to local companies who really are going to be in need of a skilled workforce in the coming years. And part of having a skilled workforce is also the ability to attract companies to this community. So a skilled workforce is absolutely key to economic development, and our goal with this campaign is to drive awareness to high school students or adults who are looking to maybe change their career, whatever it may be, to consider going to Berks Career and Technology Center, Reading Muhlenberg Career and Technology Center, BTI, the Rack Schmidt Technology Training Center. We're very fortunate in the Greater Reading community that we do have so many wonderful resources for adults to experience retraining and for high school students to get an excellent education in these highly skilled workforce areas.